Hey there everyone, it is Demo Donna here with Demo Donna Design Studio, and I'm excited to share with you the demo class of the Rainbow Cheer Shutter Card. So what is so great about this class is all of these dies and products that I'm using in this video will be available to you at Pink and Main. And when you make your purchase, make sure you use code DEMODONNA, all one word, and you'll receive a free gift. And I will add all the products from this in the description, as well as the class kit. I do still have a couple left if you want to order this kit. And that is all the materials to make 2 cards. So to get started, you are going to open up your class kit and start dividing out what you need per card. So for instance, if you have 4 of something, that means that you will need 2 for 1 card. So I'm going to separate that out. I have 2 of these centerpieces, so I'm going to make sure I grab 1 of those, 1 of my card bases. You have 1 sending cheer, 2 sending cheers, so I'm going to separate that out. And then same goes with the clouds. 1 big, 1 small for each card. These scalloped circles, a beautiful little centerpiece here with the clouds on it. And then there are 4 of these panels, so 2 per card. And then I'm going to put 1 of my card bases here for our video and set the other one to the side. And the next step you're going to do is take all of your rainbow pieces and you're going to separate these out to make your 2 rainbows per card. And all of the rainbows vary, so they start with a different order. So for instance, this one, the largest one, is purple, and then pink, and then yellow, and then blue. And this one, my larger one, is blue. I have purple, pink, and yellow. You could have in your kit a large yellow, and then it would go yellow, blue, purple, pink. Or you could have a large pink, like my sample card here, and then it would go pink, yellow, blue, purple. So if you want to pause this video, take a minute to set up your rainbows, and then you can choose the rainbow that you want to create for your first card. And that is all of that. You're also going to be receiving a sample of the cracked glass. And this is a chunky glitter from Pink and Main, so we're going to be using that on our clouds. And you're going to also be receiving a sample of this fun confetti collection. And on the clouds, we're going to be using diamond confetti. Then we have some ruby slippers, some sunshine confetti, some glass slippers, which is that beautiful blue, and some purple orchid confetti. So those are the 5 different confettis that I used. And I'm also going to show you the stamp set in this kit that I'm using is called More Spotlight Sentiments. And these are some really great sentiments, great for everyday cards. We also have the rainbow die that I used, tall rainbow die, and I cut these out in 4 different colors, and then I separated out my rainbows. I did not use the largest one, and I didn't use the 2 smaller ones, so I used these 4 sizes in between. So if you go to recreate this exact card, again, I did not use the largest. I used the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th rainbow pieces. And that is called Tall Rainbow Die. And then last but not least, and this is brand new, I used the Shutter Card dies. And not only do they have a description or a little sample of what it looks like on the back, but you also get a PDF from Pink and Main when you order this kit, showing what you need to cut out as well as the order of the orientation. And as you can see in this die set, there is a belly band, but I am not using it for this card because I felt it was a little distracting for my rainbow. All right, so now that we've gone through all of that, I am just gonna show you one more thing. And your kit comes with 2 already pre-scored card bases. But these are the dimensions, so 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. And I'll show you there's 2 ways to do this. So you can take, depending on the type of scoring machine or scoring board that you have, I am using my Caterpillar, and this is the Caterpillar crease. I do have a discount code for Caterpillar, DemoDonna, and you get 15% off of all of their product if you use the code DemoDonna, all one word. So creating your card base for a shutter card, you are gonna take a half of an 8.5 by 11, and I am just simply gonna score it at 2 1/8. And then I'm gonna score it again at 6 3/8. Now, if your scoreboard doesn't go all the way up to 6 3/8, you can basically score it one time at 2 1/8 and then flip your paper over and score the other side at 2 1/8. So that is how easy that is to do. And like I said, if you ordered this class kit from me, your 2 card bases are already pre-cut and scored for you. So all you have to do is fold. And we are gonna take this bumpy side. So you've got the valley and you've got the mountain. And we are gonna fold in on the mountain. And then same with the second one. Now with that second fold, I just kind of make sure I work them together a little bit and then fold them down. And that is your basic gatefold card base. So what we're gonna do next is we are gonna take our little yellow guys here. Now, you can just work this. You got this scored mark pretty close, not the score. So the score mark is right here. And then you have this stitch part of the die, which is pretty close. So it kind of fights you on where to fold it. So you can either work that fold like I just did there, or you can pull out your scoreboard again, and you can just reinforce that score. So for instance, I am going to just kind of line that up. So there's a little point here and a little point there. I'm just gonna line that up and rescore it. And now when I go to score it again, it's much easier. And there we go. I now have those 2 pieces folded, ready to go. I am gonna take some Easy Tear tape, and I'm gonna be using the 1/4 inch. There it is, nice and hidden down here. I'm gonna take my 1/4 inch and I'm gonna apply a strip on both sides, and that is going on the front part of this fold. Push that down, fold that up. And my second one, there we go. Take some wet adhesive, some craft glue, and I'm just gonna apply, come out wherever you are. All right, this needs a little extra love because we all know I like to leave my glue caps off. There we go. All right. Apply a little, let's start again. Apply a little extra craft glue. Okay, and now you are going to, I'm gonna kind of eyeball center this. I would say that looks about centered for me. And I am just gonna fold that down and fold that down and then do the same for the second one. So make sure they're nice and even now. There we go. And now fold that guy over. And now I have my two shutter pieces. Now, once you have this part done, you are gonna take that hello there, and I'm gonna apply wet glue, a good amount, throw it on my table. And then I am going to place this right in here and kind of eyeball center it. So, and that's why I put a lot of glue, so I have a little extra wiggle room to move that around. And some of your words are going to be covered, but that to me is pretty good. So you're going to get the hello there. All right, now I'm going to take this white piece and fold down. So if you're recreating this, this is when you would stamp in the center. But since this was a card kit, I stamped on this white piece here for you to just insert on your own. And that white piece came out of the center of this piece here. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you wanted to pre-stamp it and not stamp it inside of your card, you can do that on the center circle that is removed when you cut out this center piece that covers up your fun little Shutter interactive yellow flaps. All right, I'm applying more Easy Tear tape. I folded in both of those tabs. I've got my Easy Tear tape. And yes, I am going to add some wet craft glue over that, especially when you're dealing with interactive cards. I think it's important to kind of double up on your adhesive, because you never know. The person playing with this might be like, this is great. I'm going to open and close this 100 times. Okay, I am now eyeball centering this, and I am just kind of lining it up, and then I'm going to push that down, and down here, push that down. And you can do a little test. Yay. Okay, now I have this fabulous piece that is going to go right over there to add a little extra design element. And I purchased this paper, all of it I could find with these lovely clouds on it, from 2 different stores. I bought it all out, and I have 2 sheets left. So again, if you wanted to get this class kit, I have limited quantities available, and I will put the link in the description. This was a very popular class. Okay. Make sure that is nice and glued down. Hello there. Fabulous. Now I'm going to take my 2 side panels and glue those on. First one down here. There we go. And if you purchase this die set, you can actually cut out 4 of these panels per card and incorporate these panels to the backs of this gatefold as well. So that is another great idea. Because I had limited amount of this paper, I only did the front, but you can also add those panels to this back side here, and even another layer in the back of this A2 card base. So here we are. Now we are going to go ahead and take our rainbow, And what I did to do that, actually, let's do this piece first. Since I have my glue out, I'm going to take my sending cheer. And you can either add glue to this or you can pop it up. All right, so I'm going to let that dry. And I am going to go grab some of my foam tape and some scissors. I'm going to get 2 little pieces here. And I am going to take my little foam pieces just like this. And I'm going to grab my larger one first. They love sticking on me. Stay. It doesn't matter, we're going to trim off what we're not using, but we're going to go purple. Tap those down. Then we're going to go pink. And again, your order might be different. So whatever orders you laid out, make sure you follow that. There we go. And then I'm going to take my yellow. I want to make sure those are touching and there's not a little gap. There we go. And then my blue for my last piece, my last puzzle piece here. All right, and now I'm just going to trim off this excess, and I'm going to do it from this side. Flip that over, and I am going to add a little bit more adhesive. Just going to do it at an angle so I don't have to trim it, but I can use it all. And we'll do a little bit more up there. Maybe one more piece right there. We are going to be cutting our rainbow, so you don't want to put it in the center. But do make sure you're gluing all of your rainbow pieces together. There we go. And now I am just going to eyeball it, cut it down the middle. So now I have my 2 rainbow pieces. And then this one here, I am going to cut off, what do you think that is? I guess we could pull the ruler out. I don't know. Oh, like 2 inches. Yeah. 2 inches on one side there. Cut a little bit of my foam tape off, but that's all right. I'm going to peel off my backing. There we go. Stick that to the front of my card, right about there. So I left a little space up top here. And then this one, I'm going to cut off just like a 1/2 inch. One and 2. And then line those up. There we go. And now we are going to take our first cloud, and I'm going to add some adhesive here. So I'm doing my little cloud on the left side and my larger cloud on the right. There we go. Let that dry for a second. While that's drying, we are going to adhere our sending cheer to the right or the left side. I'm going to adhere it to the left side, so when you open it up, it goes to the left. So I am going to take a little bit of easy tear tape, not too much, right about there. There we go. And then just kind of center that. And then I've got my hello there, sending cheer. Okay, so now that my clouds are pretty dry, I'm gonna flip over my card and I am gonna trim off that little hanging over cloud, just like that. And now we are gonna add some of the fun stuff. So I'm gonna take my glue and I am just kind of scribbling on a little glue here. Add my coffee filter. And you got your little sample of the cracked glass, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on. And I'm using my finger tool to just tap it in. And then fingernail to flip that off. And then I'm gonna repeat on my little cloud, just kind of scribbling a little base. Adding my really fun textured chunky glitter. Tap that off, and there that is, a lot of fun. Okay, coffee filter, fold that into a taco, put that back. And again, that is The Cracked Glass by Pink and Main. And then you can add some of your lovely confetti pieces. I'm gonna do a couple of the white ones on the clouds. So I'm gonna grab that guy. You have a random assortment of sizes in your little sample baggie, so use whatever you like. So there's some of the confettis on my cloud. Then I'm gonna do a purple big one here and a purple one here. You can kind of place them wherever you'd like. If you don't have purple, I did have a lovely assistant help me put these kits together, and I did notice about halfway through that some of them were missing purple. So if that's the case with you, you can easily grab some of your whites and add them right over the purple, or if you must have and you are missing them, I will always be happy to send any missing products in your kit. So if you are one of those people missing something in your kit, you just reach out to me and I will happily send you a little baggie of some purples. Okay, or you can just grab some of your rhinestones, stick a purple rhinestone on there, and call it a day. All right, so now I'm gonna grab 2 yellows, one there, one there, and 2 of the teals, and we are all set. And you can recreate that with the products that you have. You can obviously use the same design, which is a lot of fun. The clouds I did get from my stash, but everything else is Pink and Main. And again, make sure you check out all the products I used in the description for this really fun shutter card. It's raining here, so this is so perfect for what is happening on this cloudy day. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this class. Again, I still have some of these kits available, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.